Text 9 of Canto 6, Chapter 1. Shri Raja Uvacha Drishtashrutabhyam Yat Papam Janan Api Atmano Ahidam Karoti Bhuyo Vivashah Prayaschitam Atho Katham. Please repeat. Shri Raja Uvacha Drishtashrutabhyam Yat Papam Janannapyatmano ahitam karoti bhuyo vivashah prayaschittam atho katham. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation: Maharaja Parikshit said, one may know that sinful activity is injurious for him because he actually sees that a criminal is punished by the government and rebuked by people in general, and because he hears from scriptures and learned scholars that one is thrown into hellish conditions in the next life for committing sinful acts. Nevertheless, in spite of such knowledge, one is forced to commit sins again and again, even after performing acts of atonement. Therefore, what is the value of such atonement? In some religious sects, a sinful man goes to a priest to confess his sinful acts and pays a fine. But then he again commits the same sins and returns to confess them again. This is the practice of a professional sinner. Parikshit Maharaja's observations indicate that even 5,000 years ago, it was the practice of criminals to atone for their crimes, but they commit the same crimes again as if forced to do so. Therefore, owing to his practical experience, Parikshit Maharaj saw that the process of repeatedly sinning and atoning is pointless. Regarding of how many times he is punished, one who is attached to sense enjoyment will commit sinful acts again and again until he is trained to refrain from enjoying his senses. The word vivasha is used here in indicating that even one who does not want to commit sinful acts will be forced to do so by habit. Parikshit Maharaja therefore considered the process of atonement to have little value for saving one from sinful acts. In the following verse, he further explains his rejection of the process. Om Jnanaatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantigam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sakitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabho Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Drishta Shrutabhyam Yat Papam Janan Api Atmano Ahitam Karoti Bhuyo Vivashah Prayaschitam Ato Katham. Parikshit Maharaj is a very experienced person. He is a ruler an emperor of the whole place, universe. And he has got ample experience being a king, and he knows what the people do, sinful people, and he has been punishing them. He has been trying to do the best to cure them, but they repeatedly commit sins. So this is a mystery. How to deal with this person, how to make society better, how to cure him, how to make him understand. The person who is getting punished is also struggling with himself. In other words, the punishment is useless. The punishment doesn't change his heart. Actually, we are speaking very theoretically, looking into the Bhagavatam. If you take a look at Yamaloka description, and if you go to Yamaloka, let us say we are given a tour of Yamaloka. I think this is some of the tours that are very necessary for human beings. Although it is outside this universe and domain, everybody should be taken to Yamaloka, apart from other holy places that people go to. They should compulsory visit to Yamaloka. I was once in Singapore and I saw a whole museum of Yamaloka done by this Amritanjan, not Amritanjan, that balm, tiger balm, right? Tiger balm people very famous, very long back. I was so amazed. That was one of the lesser museums they wanted to show me. Many more modernized museums. So, but I spent a lot of time there. I said, no, time up, come. I said, no, I don't want to come anywhere else. It was a full depiction of Yamaraj, Chinese Yamaraj, with a long mush like this, hanging down, sitting with slit eyes. Complete Yamaloka. I don't know where they got it from, but all sorts of punishments, people are giving punishments. Now, it is written there in Chinese, what is the sin? And people were all, the way they were looking at it and speaking in Chinese, I wish I could have understood what they were speaking. It was a total museum on Yamaloka. This type of sin, this type of punishment. And there was background noise of people screaming and falling. But these people, I don't think they were thinking this is true. I'm sure it is from some, research they've done into our scripture, Vedic scriptures, and put it in there. Or maybe in Chinese scripture also there is something. I don't know. But I'm sure that all of them were thinking it is some depiction of something, nothing connected with us. They didn't seem, some of them seem, what is this something? But if you really get to know what happens in Yamaloka, what a severe punishment is. Punishments designed to give you pain in the body, on the mind, very deeply designed by experts. They go get the punishment there, come back, next life, again they start doing the same thing. Prayaschitam ato apartham manye kunjara sauchavat. That is Parikshit Maharaj's statement. Kunjara, elephant, will actually go and take a bath nicely in the lake. And as soon as it comes out, it takes mud and then again puts on the head. So the bathing of an elephant is useless because it will dirty itself as soon as it comes out. Same way, as soon as the person gets punished, we are hoping that now you understand, if you do this, this is what will happen to you. Actually, he understands, but he does not understand also. He understands for the time being because of pain and all that. But as soon as he comes out and he becomes normal, again he thinks of committing sin. It's a habit. Sinful tendency is a habit of the conditioned soul. It is You're forced to do it in the influence of the material world, under the trigunas and under the realm of material objects. You will invariably commit sinful activity. And you want to actually commit sinful activity and try to get away without any punishment. And you get a thrill. I did it and I escaped. People commit murder, people commit rape, people commit theft, people commit that. And the real thrill is that you can avoid the police, avoid the punishment. Then you think, wow, this is great. This is on top of the sinful activity if I'm able to get away. But actually you don't get away. Everything is witnessed by the demigods. It's mentioned that the demigods are witness to it, the sky, the sun, the clouds, the hills are all witness to it. It's mentioned in the Bhagavatam. And the super soul is witness to it. Paramatma is right there in your heart. He is witness to it. It is not that you're doing anything and nobody is watching. The law, the police, who are another type of people like you and me, you can fool them. It's very easy to fool them. You'll see people are not afraid. Big thieves are there. Small thieves, big thieves. They do huge crimes and they get away with it. They get away with it. And even if they get stuck, they know how to put a lawyer and they argue for it. And with the legal loopholes that they have, they can acquit themselves. You may think you're very smart. But the point here is you'll repeatedly do this and you don't think it is wrong. Then you will indulge in it more and more. The question here Parikshit Maharaj is asking is, because he's saying atonement is being explained by Shukadeva Goswami. Actually, Prabhupada is saying in the purport that purposely Shukadeva Goswami is speaking about atonement. He knows very well that atonement is not useful in purifying the soul. But he's speaking it just Parikshit Maharaj to see, testing Parikshit Maharaj, what will happen? Jnana, karma, all that stuff is useless. Atonement, if you look at the previous shloka, this says, therefore, before one's next death comes, as long as one's body is strong enough, one should quickly adopt the process of atonement according to Shastra. Otherwise, one's time will be lost and the reactions of his sins will increase. As an expert physician diagnoses and treats a disease according to its gravity, one should undergo atonement according to the severity of one's sins. I do atonement. But many people do atonement and they feel good and they come back. As soon as they feel good, again a sinful thought comes and they want to execute it. This is a whole cycle of thinking. So what is the use of your punishing them? What is the use of your atonement? Because the guy is again doing it. So what is it? Shukadeva Goswami is waiting for Maharaj Parikshit to say so. Prayaschitamato apartham manye kunjara sauchut. Kvachit nivartate abhadrat. Kvachit charati tat punaha. Again he will do. Right? So then only Shukadeva Goswami opens up and speaks the story of Ajamila. Because what did Ajamila do? He was also a person stuck like this. But he happened to do devotional service. Only through devotional service can this be stopped. Can be stopped through karma, through dhyana, through yoga, through any other thing. Karma Kanda is all about atonement. Neither jnana nor karma nor yoga will ever help you. Only thing that can help you, will help you for sure, is performance of devotional service to Krishna. And that is what Ajamila does. He's stuck. inside sinful activities. It's going round and round, spiraling down. He doesn't know. He lost his sense of what is right and wrong. And is spiraling down, performing all sorts of sinful acts. It is only by the mercy of Krishna that he got to utter the name Narayana. He uttered Narayana calling his son, not even the real Narayana, but he climbed out of that sinful pit in which he was wallowing by unconsciously chanting Narayana. Means not consciously thinking of Narayana. He was thinking of his son and he called out Narayana. That helped him to come out. And how is it possible that he was able to do that? It is mentioned that he named his son Narayana, therefore he called for Narayana. But why did he name his son Narayana also is a story. There is a story that this prostitute wife in the house was one day accosted by Lomasa Rishi. He came to the house. Romasa means hair. Roma means hair. Romasa Rishi means full hairy. He came to the house. Although she is a prostitute, somehow she understood he is the Rishi and did some seva. Called him, gave him something and all that. And he went. Then suddenly he remembered something and said, I have eaten in this person's house and this lady has served me. I must bless them with something. He came back and he said, when you get a child, you name him Narayana. He told her this and he went off. Look at the arrangement of the Lord. Name him Narayana. And she remembered that. I'll do that. Because I know I'm a very low class lady. I did something, I hope, and you're giving me this instruction, because who's going to give you even an instruction is the type of, this thing she gets. And she thought about it and she told Ajamila, you should name him Narayana. It's my desire. The last child. It seems he got a child when he was 82 years old. This child born when he was 82 years old. And at the end of life, you see, almost at the end of life, he is getting this instruction. Somewhere it is creeping down into his life. And so he named Narayana. And he knows the glory of Narayana because he's from a Brahmin family. Very nice man. Very nice person who fell down. So now he names his son Narayana. And that son becomes his pet son. He's got so many kids. That son becomes his pet son. He's always hanging around the father and jumping around and everything. Narayana, come here. Narayana, bring that. Narayana, take that. Narayana, like that is going on. He's being forced to chant Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Unbeknownst to him. But he's still a sinful man. But Narayana has entered his mouth. And then the day comes for him to pass away. The correct time. And then he sees Yamadutas. Somebody may ask the question, how is he seeing Yamadutas? He's chanting Narayana's name. It's a good question to ask. But I think it's all Krishna's arrangement. Now when he sees the Yamadutas, out of fear he chants Narayana's name. Earlier he was not fully conscious of the fact that it was normal. He was telling Narayana, come here, Narayana, go there, go here. But when he saw the Yamadutas, the first thing that came out of his mouth is, Narayana, where are you? I want to see my son. And he chanted the name of Narayana. And the Yamadutas were lassoing him. They throw their rope and then they pull the soul out of the body, wrench him out of the body. It's the most painful thing for you. Just mentioned, that is called death. Death is what we see is lying on the bed and then oxygen and this thing and tubes and all that. And you look at the meter and say, oh, he's dying, he's dead. Because the meter shows something like that. Actually, he will be watching you and say, "You idiot, it's not the meter, there are Yamadutas standing in front of me." I wish if the dead man, the person who's dying could talk. He would tell you, "What are you looking at the meter? Can't you see Yamadutas?" "No, I can't see because I'm still living." "Just you wait, Mr. So-and-so, very soon you will also see Yamadutas at the time you die." But he's seeing Yamadutas and he can't act. He is helpless, his body cannot move. And then the Yamadutas are lassoing and pulling him out. That is death, the time when you leave the body. You're forced to leave the body, kicked out of your house. Get out. No, I don't want to go. I want to stay here. It's very nice. I've been here for 82 years. Out. Pull you out. So it's mentioned that death is like the stinging of some 1,000 scorpions all at once. How it will be? One scorpion, it stings, we go around limping like this, and then we have to take to the doctor, and 1,000 scorpions sting you all at once. What a severe pain it will be. Yamadutas do that to you. They come, they look also very amazing. Like they come for a fancy dress competition or something, it looks like. Small kids, they have eyes in the wrong places. They have all sorts of funny things. And they look strange. Very strange people. Scary. And along with them comes huge dogs. The dogs look like wolves. They are special dogs. Yamaraja's dogs. Yamaduta's dogs. Right? I don't know why people don't name their dogs Yama. Because they should call them Yama. Yamaraja's dogs you're going to see at the time of death, if you have not chanted Hare Krishna. But when he saw them, he was very afraid. You can imagine. Fear of death. I'm going to leave my body. I'm going to no more be able to be in this situation. I'm dead. I'm gone. That all my sense gratification, all my investment, all my attachments, all my possessions are going to be taken away from me. And the greatest of the possessions is your body, which you use for enjoyment and gratification. That is being taken out. Very painful. This pain is not just physical pain. It's mental, intellectual, name it, all sorts of pains together. All your convictions, all your great understanding, everything is being taken out. So very painful. So he chanted the name of Narayana. And when he chanted the name of Narayana, it was not offensive. There was no offense in it. Just pure out of fear, chanting the name of Narayana, calling his son. Now he got credit for that. He was not offensive, but he was sinful. Sin is taken care of by chanting of the holy name. Only offense is dangerous. Ajamila apparently was not having a great bank account of offense. So immediately the Vishnudutas came. And you know the dialogue after that. They said, he is out of your domain. Because he has performed devotional service, he chanted the name of Narayana. Don't you understand? And they asked them, do you know what is Dharma? Tell me what is Dharma? The Vishnudutas asked the Yamadutas. It's a great conversation actually. Yamadharma Raja's servants are being asked, do you know what is Dharma? Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadramiki. Vreda Pranihito Dharma. They are saying the Vedas speak about Dharma. And they will tell their definitions of Dharma, everything. And there's an argument and there's a conversation and everything. And finally, the Yamadutas are, the Vishnudutas disappear. And just when Ajamila wants to talk to the Vishnudutas, you have saved me. Because they come and cut off the ropes. And He's free. Ajamila is free. And he's watching this whole thing. You can imagine the situation. At that time he comes to know everything I did not help me. But the chanting of the holy name has helped me. Because that's what the Vishnu Duta Sultan, that's one thing you did that has helped you. And I never knew it was so great and so important. Why? Because it is devotional service. It has relieved you of all the sinful activity you have committed till now. You chased your parents away. You ill-treated your children. Your wife and children went away. And then this lady, you did so much of dacoiting and thieving and whatnot. Everything is gone. Because it is Krishna's mercy. And Krishna decided to give him mercy. He made him chant the holy name. And that's how Lomasa Rishi came and told you, name your son Narayana, like that. So even devotional service, what I want to say is, you don't get to do unless Krishna has benefited you with mercy. So Krishna is involved in you executing devotional service also. Although the explanation is, unless you perform devotional service, you will not be able to remove your sinful activity. Kutam bijam falonmukam, aprarabdha phalam papam, kutam bijam falonmukam, krameneva praliyata Vishnu bhakti ratatmakam. Vishnu bhakti will take everything from the root, from kutam bijam falonmukam, aprarabdham, prarabdham, all the things together and bundle it up and throw it, burn it up. It just burns up everything. Karmadi nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. The fire of bhakti burns up everything. Only bhakti can do that. Only bhakti can burn up your karma. That is how Krishna is saying, aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayisyami ma suchaha. Don't be afraid. Just you sincerely do devotional service, your sin is gone. This is the power of devotional service. And in Ajamila's pastime, you can see and understand bhakti means what a powerful experience it is. It's completely different from karma, jnana, yoga, everything that you do, that you plan to do. But if you look at the material attitude and the mental setup, we all think and spend time in all these other activities, karma, yoga, that, this, everything, jnana, as though that is far, far more fruitful in curing my suffering. We spend a lot of time doing all these things. But it is enough if you do swalpamapi asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. The greatest fear you will lose if you do a little devotional service. That's why Krishna is telling also, Mahasucha, don't be afraid. There's no fear if you render devotional service and surrender to me. Because you'll be in a fearless situation. Why? You would not have the tendency to commit sinful activity. Sinful activity is coming from where? Again, it's all connected so well. So it is mentioned in the Nectar of Devotion, and all Goswamis are mentioned. Sinful activity is coming from ignorance, avidya. You don't know, therefore you do. What is it that you don't know? You don't know that this is sinful activity? Of course you know. Of course you know this is sinful activity. Still you do. So what do you mean by saying you don't know, therefore you do? It doesn't match. No, what you don't know is you don't know who you are. You don't know who is Krishna. You don't know. You have sambandha gyan. You don't have. Knowledge you don't have. If you don't have knowledge, you'll repeatedly get stuck in this habit of committing sin. Knowledge of who are you. Kshetra kshetrajnayor jnanam yattat jnanam matam mama. Krishna is not defining what is knowledge. That knowledge, if you don't have, you'll become ignorant. And that ignorance will make you cause sin. And that sin will implicate you and make you suffer. And you'll go round and round, yani kani chapapani. Not around Tulasi. Again, again doing the same thing. Again doing. That is why if you go around Tulasi, you will not go around committing sinful activities anymore. It's very amazing. People don't know the science of how things operate. Ignorance causes sinful activity. Sinful activity implicates you and makes it a habit. And you're stuck in the material world. And you go here and there to all great people who will tell you, they'll say, do this homa, this yajna, this prayaschita, and this, that, everything, and you'll go and do it. And again, you will find yourself in the same situation. Prayaschitam ato apartam manye kunjara sauchavat. The prayaschita, the atonement, is useless. The best atonement, which Ajamila did, is immediately he went and just chanted Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. It's the best atonement. This is an amazing resource that Lord Chaitanya has given. Whatever you have done wrong, don't go and do this and that. Just chant Hare Krishna. You simply chant again and again and again. You chant. Don't think it's not working. It's working. You don't know. You don't know that it is working. Sincerely chant the holy name. Subuddhi Rai, you know that famous story of the Khan, Nawab, who was under Subuddhi Rai when he was a young boy, and Subuddhi Rai took interest in him, trained him, punished him, corrected him, gave him love, affection, everything he did. In fact, he gave him punishment of whipping him. And that person grew up. Then he became, because he was a Muslim and it was Muslims' rule, he became a king. He became a king and got married to a beautiful lady, queen. One day the lady was, massaging her husband. And then she saw, what is this marks on the backside? Oh, that one, Subuddhi Rai, whipped me. Who is this person who dare whip you? Oh, that time I was a trainee, getting trained under Subuddhi Rai. He was like my father. He took interest in me. He whipped me. He said, no, this is not correct. I don't like it. Because now you are my husband. And now I don't like to see this whip marks on you. How dare he whip you? Hey, that is something happened long back. I have no hard feelings towards Subuddhi Rai. He trained me. I am what I am today because he gave me correction at the right time. So here comes the queen says, no, you kill him, put him to death. Now you are king, you have the power to do it. No, I don't want to do that. I don't feel like it. He didn't do anything wrong. How dare you say that? He has whipped you. Look at these marks, permanent marks on my husband's backside, and you won't punish him. She went ahead. And this lady, then she said, at least you must convert him to a Muslim. I said, that if you want, I can try, because I'm used to doing that. And Subuddhi Rai knows also that I do these things. So I'll convert to Muslim. Okay, at least that you must do. So he took water from this thing pitcher, called Subuddhi Rai and said, now you're a Muslim. Subuddhi Rai is an elderly person. And when he sees Subuddhi Rai, is very respectful, but my wife is making me do this, so you're a Muslim now. Here, whatever, he chanted something and put on his head. And so Subuddhi Rai very obediently accepted it and went and told, I will ask the Brahmanas. In my community, there are Brahmanas, very well learned, educated, Vedic Brahmanas, Yajana, Yajana, Patana, Patana, Dana, Parigraha, all this they do. Those Brahmanas he went and asked. But they are all fallen Brahmanas, right? Dvijabandhus. They told him, now you are finished. So what should I do to, purify myself and come back to be a Hindu? That's so external notion. So they said that, you know what you should do? You should take boiling hot ghee and drink it. Boiling hot ghee, you should drink it. Then there is a chance that you'll get cured. What an exaggeration. This is what people will tell you. In this Karma Kanda stuff, they'll give you all these crazy ideas of curing yourself. Somebody put some water on the pitcher and you're supposed to become a Muslim. Come on. Even the tap water is so dirty now. We are drinking it, we are cooking in it. We're doing all sorts of crazy things, completely polluted. It's got all sorts of things in it. We're not bothered. They're not bothered. But they gave him this type of a thing. And then he thought, how will I do this? I'll not live. If I do this, I'll die. This fellow, something crazy. This Brahmanas. He knew that. It occurred to him because he was a devotee of Lord Chaitanya. So he went to Lord Chaitanya and asked, see, this is what I have. I'm very confused. No, I don't have to do all that. You simply chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, you have done something wrong. That'll all disappear. This is the best atonement. There is nothing to beat the chanting of the holy name as the best atonement at all points of time, in all yugas, forever. Lord Chaitanya proved to him this is what he should do. And he went and did that, and he felt perfectly all right, and he has resumed his life. And the Brahmanas also saw that he has resumed his life. They never said anything. They went about their business of telling others to drink boiling hot ghee. It does not work with one fellow, it will work with others. They went on doing their stuff. So the highlight is that if at all a person feels at any time, I should atone, he must do devotional service. Sometimes he may be able to do devotional service. He may not be able to chant. He might be a very rich man. He may donate some money for Krishna consciousness. That's devotional service. Encourage him to do so. Encourage him to chant Hare Krishna, which is best. Encourage him to do something for Krishna. Build a temple, sponsor some Bhagavad Gitas for somebody, make some prasadam and give to people, something of a devotional service. So Krishna devotees all over the world from ISKCON, they are going and making people fortunate because they give people a chance, an opportunity to render devotional service. And that rendering of devotional service will be the seed for that person. He become purified, like Ajamila was purified, and he'll become clear, and he will chant Hare Krishna, and he'll become totally absorbed and become a devotee. So what's mentioned here is the interesting, intelligent comment of Parikshit Maharaj. It's useless. I've seen it. The guy doesn't change. See, so there's a very powerful statement here. You cannot change in any other way but by bhakti. Real change comes only by bhakti. All other things are intellectual change, mental change, physical change, and all those changes don't really change the consciousness, don't really purify you. There's no purification occurring. So purification occurs when you render service to the Lord and feelingly offer yourself in devotional service, humbly. Ainandatanuja kinkaram patitam vam vishame bhavam budau kripaya tava pada pankaja stita dhuli sadrisham vichintaya. Feelingly offer your service. Devotees sometimes are so used to rendering service that they forget the emotions involved in devotional service. Or rather, they become too occupied in other things. It's not that they don't get benefit, they do. But if we can actually feelingly render devotional service, consciously, mindfully render devotional service, it may add to faster purification. Right? What am I doing? Why am I doing? What is the benefit of it? And what mood I should be? Trinadapi sunichena taruriva sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. I should be in the proper mood to render devotional service. In that mood, amanina manadena, giving respect to everybody else, but not seeking respect for myself. I am simply a lowly servant of Krishna. I've got this opportunity to do service, and therefore let me render this service. Rather, if you think that I've got this service and I'm somebody great because I am a chosen person, can you not see? I got to do this service and you don't have that chance to do that service. Can't you see? We belong to the chosen people. If you get proud and puffed up like that, then you may stop doing your devotional service very soon. Very soon, you may develop such an attitude that you yourself will stop yourself, and you yourself will have your own arguments and your own type of understanding, and you'll vacate devotional service. This happened to many people. Why? Because you became offensive, because you don't understand how rare is devotional service, and don't take it for granted. Parikshit Maharaj has great value for devotional service. He's sitting there 7 days, day and night. The king, very great devotee, very Krishna conscious devotee. Don't think Parikshit Maharaj does not know Krishna. He is a pure devotee. And he is sitting very humbly in front of Shukadeva Goswami and asking these questions. At the same time, asking questions does not mean that I don't agree with you. He has shown that I don't agree with you, atonement is enough. Excuse me, my dear Guru Maharaj, Shukadeva Goswami, atonement does not work in my experience. What do you have to say about it? And Shukadeva Goswami will say, you're right. Atonement doesn't work. I'll tell you the story of Ajamila. Right? They're sinful. That's why some people cannot understand. This moral, ethical, religious people cannot understand. Such a sinful person, he became liberated. Yeah, sin goes away like that. It's only offense that's very, very dangerous. But devotional service will just eat up sinful thing, burn it up like nothing. Burn it up like nothing. That's why these stories are wonderful, because they're against the regular understanding of religion, morality, ethics, and everything. Such a horrible fellow. Just you wait. Yamadutas were waiting for him. Just you wait. Come to Yamaloka, I'll show you. We are waiting for you. You have a long list of the sinful activities you have done. And because you have done it, a Brahmana, you will get even more punishment. So just you wait. We are waiting for you, Mr. Jamila. Just you wait. Ha 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 ha. Lassoed and pulled you. And then they come and cut off and said, no, the sinful activity got wiped out. Completely wiped out. It's totally pure. But if Ajamila had decided not to chant Hare Krishna, go to Haridwar and take shelter, his story would have been different. I got purified and I'm ready to get myself impure again. Why? Because I didn't adopt devotional service. And this is a situation with every one of us also. We can get purified every day by going Yani Kani Cha Papani Brahma Hatyadi Kani Cha. But what's the mentality you have? If that doesn't change, it'll take a very long time to gradually move. That's also to be noted. Om Tat Sat, Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki. Any question or comment? Yeah.
There can be various situations. Sometimes it is said that if Hare Krishna is being chanted by the right person, then the Devatas cannot come there, and Vishnu will come. If that person is not being purified, it is in the middle of devotional service, then is it that Vishnu will come or what is it?
It all depends on the mercy of Krishna. These are not things that we can, like we do mathematics, we can say, oh, we chanted They're chanting. He's not chanting. He's sinful, but he's therefore the maths doesn't work together. It doesn't work like that. Krishna decides. Krishna, like I explained to you, wanted to show his mercy to Ajamila because he's a nice person. He has done service to Krishna. So it's by Krishna's causeless mercy. It happens. But Krishna's mercy will come to you if you chant Hare Krishna. That Lord Chaitanya has told us. This is one portal for Krishna's mercy to immediately act. It is very powerful if you do pure devotional service. And normally it happens that way. Okay? So if that person is sitting with devotees around him chanting Hare Krishna, who made that happen? Hare is a sinful person. People are chanting around him. You may think so, but the fact that people are chanting around him means Krishna has planned it so. It's not easy to get people around you chanting Hare Krishna when you're dying, unless Krishna allows it, unless you have done some sukriti, unless you are a recipient of Krishna's mercy. It will not happen to you. It will not happen to you. Right? So, it's Krishna's plan for his devotee. For Bharata Maharaj, Krishna did not come when he passed away and said, "Stop thinking about the deer, think of me." He didn't do anything to him. He said, "Go ahead, think of the deer. I'll put you in the deer's body for the next life. And then you will think of me a lot in the deer's body. And then you become prepared to take another body, you will completely absorb." I said, "Then I'll take you back." So for each person, Krishna has a different plan. Krishna has a different plan. Some people say that, I become so busy that I may forget to chant Hare Krishna when I die. I may not remember. It is Kulashekara Alva's prayer. How can I chant when I die? I'll be stuck. Kantavarodhana vidau smaranam kutaste. How will I be able to think of you? Better you take me now. Krishna tvadiya padapankaja panjarantam. Advai me vishutu manasa raja hamsa. My mind is completely absorbed in your lotus feet. Why don't you take me now? That's the way he's asking. So we have to be absorbed in Krishna, and that is Krishna's statement normally. But for Ajamila, obviously, he was not absorbed in Krishna, but he chanted the holy name offenselessly. And Krishna decided to give him mercy. Don't forget the Krishna factor, mercy. It's not only mathematics. Okay? Any other question? Om Tat Sat, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nittai Guru Premanande.